What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm Mark. Thanks for tuning into the Crypto Mark. Let's talk some Shiba Inu. Now, this is going to be kind of exciting. We're going to get into some of the burn rate chatter. Also, the marketing team for Shiba Inu has spoken. I'll give you guys my thoughts as well, because what we talk about is a little bit going on with some of their comments involving Bone, Leash, and some other things going out in the market in terms of the Shib ecosystem. But I'm going to give you guys my reflections and kind of talk about it because, you know, quite frankly, it's just kind of that stale time in Shib's life. And I think a lot of traders out there, meme coin traders, we do have a lot of people just hanging out and not making any moves in the market. So I'll give you guys my thoughts as we get out of this video. But if you can, do me a solid. I appreciate if you guys all subscribe down to the channel. Smash that like button as well. And let's get into what's going on with everything Shib. All right. Let's look into the chart, down almost a little less than 1% on the day. For this month of June, we have slid. Now we currently are trading hands at that 4017 mark. So about halfway to where we need to be. I thought Shib was really starting to settle and find some good footing at that 4034 level, 35. As we look to get above kind of that last local high within Shib, getting up into the 404 line. So it's kind of interesting to see where we're going to head. But over the course of the year, guys, we're still up. You got to look back into February of 24 and even the wee parts of 2024, where Shiba Inu has been essentially shedding zero and getting as high as where we are right now. So yes, we did have a little bit of fall off. We are still continuing to trend downwards, but let's take it for a grain of salt because right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the crypto world. It has nothing really to do with Shiba Inu. You know, Shib could come out with the best product known to mankind, known to crypto, and quite frankly, it would just pump and then it would just sell off. The secret is, in my opinion, and obviously not financial advice, always do your own research and due diligence with everything crypto. But we need to get the retail game up and running, right? We need 2021 action. The sidelines, it's getting cold out there, right? We need people to get back into the game. That's simply what we need to have happen. The institutionally, when we look at crypto with ETF talks and what's going on, SEC clarity, we have that in a little bit of a manner, but it's not really done anything. And that's kind of what my point is. We have everything better than where the conditions were back in 2021, and it hasn't done shit. So that's just kind of how I look at it. And to get back into, you know, if we want a bull run, who's going to throw the first punch? And I just don't think that we're at a point right now where, like I said, if Shib comes out with, you know, SHIBARIUM 5000X, whatever, it's not going to matter. It's not enough to grab the everyday trader out there and say, I want to buy back into Shiba Inu. All right. I think there's a little bit more of a narrative that needs to be talked about as we want to get down into it. But let's get into some of the numbers. Enough of me ranting and raving about Shib. But let's get into kind of some of their surging that we've seen, because this is kind of the big debacle. I guess it's kind of the trouble with Shib is the daily burn rate. Okay. And we talk about it all the time on the channel because we have to talk about it, because not this year, not next year, or the year after, but the Shib burn rate will actually matter one day, okay? And right now we've seen this go up 243%, but despite this increase, we have really not even moved on the charts. So coming out from the Shib burn handle, they give us some of the numbers. You can look at the supply and what we've burnt over the last 24 hours and these last 7 days. So a big spike over a 24-hour period. But despite this increase, right, the price has not really budged off that 4016 to 4017. So there's a lot of factors. Like I said, it's just the overall market right now. And quite frankly, I don't blame the devs if they're dragging their feet a little bit. You know, why do that? Why, if you have something, if you have a card you want to play, right, and you want to do something to make Shib stand out and really kind of attack the market, attack the meme coin space, compete with Pepe, compete with Dogecoin, compete with the likes of Dog with Hat, all these new up-and-comers. You want to really get into that arms race. Why would you do that if people are just going to sell it off and then you're back right at square one? So that's kind of my thoughts as well. They need a more broader narrative to kind of ride that out, in my opinion. Bitcoin, unfortunately, get them getting to all-time highs. That's not enough. Apparently, we want more. I talk about it a lot on the channel where, quite frankly, outside of the retail game, that those people are probably still in crypto one form or another. You don't really entirely just quit crypto. But more so, I think that's just more meme coins out there. I think that's kind of hurting what's happening with SHIB as well. Like I said, if you want to buy dog with hat in 2024 or Shiba Inu, which one are you buying? It's kind of where we're at. And unfortunately, back in 2021, 22, traders didn't really have a choice. It was SHIB or Doge. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Appreciate if you guys let me know what you guys feel down below. But also, we want to talk about some of the comments from Lucy. Big message to the SHIB community. We aren't stopping on SHIB, bone, leash, or SHIB. Right now, it may not look bullish, but the picture is bigger than it seems. You're only seeing a pixel of it right now. When you step back and focus on the whole picture, you'll see a different sentiment, okay? So very interesting comments. Obviously, there's really not much you can do to save face when you see price action like we're seeing. It's very frustrating as a holder. Not intended to FUD SHIB, but it's just kind of gone on way too long. And it's, quite frankly, I'm at the point where, like I said a little earlier in this video, it's not necessarily Shiba Inu's fault. It's not the team's fault. Yes, they are, probably pumping their bags and running off into the sunset. But they hold a lot of SHIB too. That's what it comes down to. So they're in it just as we are. That's why you got to stay safe out there. You got to make good decisions. Always remember to take profits, and always keep a moon bag. Those are kind of my principles when we look at meme coins. But more so with SHIB, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, in this next leg up, because I think that when all the dust settles and push comes to shove, eventually, I think the OGs, Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, are going to have their day. It's kind of unearthing right now that we have all these meme coin talks, and now with base chain and what we're seeing with Solana, the shift from Ethereum to Solana that's happening kind of behind the scenes, slowly and surely. It's just kind of like losing its luster, but I just don't believe it. I think that something's to be said when they do get revamped. I think that Dogecoin and SHIB are the OGs of the meme coin space, and I think that's more so my kind of feelings within this post by Lucy. Whether it's bone, leash, SHIB, or SHIB, I like the ecosystem plays within Shiba Inu. I like the SHIB ecosystem. I like SHIBARIUM. There's a lot of great projects building on that. But quite frankly, guys, it's something where we want to look at deeper. Dogecoin doesn't have that stuff for the most part, right? None of these other cryptos that are doing well have that stuff. I think these all kind of deter and distract away from kind of the main principle, and that's Shiba Inu's price. So that's kind of how I look at it. Those are my views. You're entitled to feel however you feel and invest with whatever you want to trade or invest. But I want to know, so please let me know down below in the comments what's your guys' thoughts on this. And if at all possible, hopefully we get SHIB to get back to that 3.6, 3.7 level very, very closely, or quickly, I should say. So we'll be monitoring the charts very closely the next coming days and weeks. As always, we talk crypto every single day on the channel, including Shiba Inu, pretty much every single day. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.